From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for October 26, 2016. In a moment we'll be taking a look at the NZDUSD, the New Zealand dollar, versus the US dollar for today's trade analysis. But first I want to recap a couple of trade suggestions made over the past few days. First off, starting here on the GBP USD, Great British Pound, US dollar. Yesterday, the suggestion was selling into the resistance zone. In fact, yesterday we were all the way up here at the purple shaded area during the morning analysis video. I placed a pending sell order at 1.2235. Unfortunately for me, that pending sell order at 2235 never got taken in before the market just fell all the way down to the 1.2100 level. If you got in earlier, if you got in at 122.30 yesterday, then you were able to enjoy some profits as it spiked all the way down here to the blue shaded area in the 1.2100 level for the GBP. Hopefully you took measures to protect profit when that happened, but I unfortunately missed it because it didn't take my trade in before making that fall. Now we see it coming back up today. We had a spike lower down to 21, a rapid reversal. It's kind of settled back into the green zone, and now just kind of rising slowly back up towards the purple shaded area. I think it's the same situation. If you're looking to go short, remember, we're in kind of a period of ranging congestion. Look at the black box here on the 4-hour time frame. We've been inside this box since the beginning of the month, when the market took a dive down into 21 on the left-hand side of the black box. And since October 6th, we've just been bouncing around inside. So for 20 days now, we've been bouncing around inside this range in black box. So I think buying and selling is still an opportunity. Either way is still an opportunity. Zoom it back in, take a look at the past several days. We've just been bouncing around between the purple and the green zone. So if you're buying, obviously the green, the blue zone become your opportunities to buy. If you're looking to go short in the direction of the longer term trend, and really even if you take within our range a short term trend line like this, you can see we're coming close to it as we rally back to that purple zone again today. So that may be something that you want to look for intraday opportunities. Clearly the risk in that scenario is that it breaks back above the purple zone and starts going back up towards the orange zone. So use appropriate risk strategies if you're going to take a sell at the purple zone. If you're going to buy it, obviously let it go back down into the green zone to provide lower risk on the buy side. That would be your support into the green shaded area. That is close to the 121.90, 121.60 level for the GBP USD. Yesterday and over the past couple of days, we've also had a short on the euro dollar underneath the orange shaded area towards the bottom of the chart. It's still inside and underneath that orange shaded area. The trade that we previously had, which saw a pretty decent amount of profit, got closed out at break even using our trade manager tool. Actually closed out with profit using the trade manager tool. Now we're looking to get back into it, or even back into it. I've actually entered back into it right around the 109.15 level, as long as it stays under that orange zone. We studied the black box back over here on the left hand side, the resistance congestion in there. I say as long as it stays underneath or surrounding, 15-20 pips around that 1.0900 level, that still becomes an opportunity. Let's zoom it in here on the daily, and you can see again there's the market holding underneath there the past couple of days. Again, our previous sell that we had from the about 0.900 0.895 level, we saw about 40 or so, 42 pips, 3 pips of profit on the trade, and then it went back up, took us out. So again, as long as it stays within and under this orange shaded area is what I am looking for here on the euro dollar. Again, I'm back into it, 0.915. Limited risk, because the risk is at this point we just don't want it to get back above the orange shaded area. So stop losses are just above the orange shaded area, however much risk you're willing to take. But again, we just don't want it to break 0.925. If it does, then we'll get out of it and likely look for it to go back up to the blue zone. Staying within and underneath it, we look for it to charge on back down in the direction of our trend and momentum back down to the green shaded area at the very bottom of the chart. A trade that I suggested could be a possibility yesterday was the US yen in the live trade room. Actually, I suggested this, staying above the orange zone. As you can see here, this is the daily time frame. We've been into this congestion between the orange and the green zone for quite a while. Yesterday we got above it. Today we're sitting on top of that orange shaded area, 104.20. This looks more impressive when you get down here to the 4-hour time frame. frame, you can see the market pushed all the way to the blue zone, came back down, and look at how it's just settled down and sat on as support right here on top of the orange shaded area 104.20. So it's my expectation today, again, that as long as it stays, and I mentioned this in the trade room yesterday, that as long as it stays within and above this orange zone, I'm going to look for it to bounce off of it and maybe head back up towards the blue shaded area. And the risk in that scenario, of course, is that it breaks underneath. There's risk in every trade scenario, by the way. So in a similar fashion to what you see back here on the left-hand side, let me get a little circle shape here. In a similar fashion to what you see right here, where it came down significantly into the green zone, sat there for several hours, and then turned around and went back up to the orange zone. That's what I'm looking for to happen up there at the orange shaded area. So I'm already in it. I'm in it at 104.20. 4 pips of profit right now, but nothing extraordinary. Looking to target the blue zone. And the risk, of course, is that it breaks underneath the orange zone and starts going back down towards the green zone. So I think that could be an opportunity for you today. If we just take a quick trend line like this, there's still some room to go to get lower towards that trend line. There's it's not necessary for it to reach down there because we're sitting into support at the orange shaded area today for the the US yen. All right, now let's take it on over to the NZDUSD, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This one could be a little bit tricky today, but I still think it's worth the risk here, for me at least, on the New Zealand dollar. I'm already in it. We've been seeing a long-term uptrend. That's the black trend line. Of course, we've studied that over the past several weeks. The last leg of the uptrend, the red trend line, the market broke underneath it, started going down along the blue trend line. That's probably the area that we want to focus in on, is underneath the blue trend line. Let's go ahead and zoom it in a couple of times now that we've seen that. You can see the market came up to the green shaded area, fell off it, settled out here into the yellow shaded area, the yellow zone. 71.45, 71.75 is the zone that we're going to focus our attention on today. Also noting the 100 period simple moving average. Today we are underneath that 100 period moving average, and actually for the past 3 or 4 days we've been underneath it. So that's part of the scenario. Yes, we have somewhat of a downtrend along the blue trend line. That's the first thing that we want to make note of. We want to make note of the 100 period moving average. We want to make note of the yellow shaded area between 71.75, 45 as resistance. And as long as it stays within and underneath there, I'm looking for the potential for the market to return into the bearish momentum, what was this previous downtrend. And we'll, of course, we'll look to target back down to the purple shaded area down here at the bottom of the chart. The risk in this scenario is that it breaks the yellow zone, breaks the 100 period moving average, and makes it back up here to the green shaded area. So we don't want to stay in it too long if it gets above that yellow shaded area. Take it down to the 4-hour time frame, zoom it out a little bit. Again, you can see the market somewhat in congestion right now inside this yellow zone. One of two things is going to happen, and this is about as easy as I can make it for myself and hopefully you. One of two things is going to happen. It either breaks above the yellow zone and goes back up to the green zone, or it pushes back under the yellow zone and goes down to the purple zone. Now, it could be your trade scenario, or the setup that you're looking for is the break outside of that yellow zone, and that's a fine scenario to look for. Break outside. Above 71.75, you'll likely look to target the green zone. Below 71.45, the yellow zone, you'll look to target the blue zone. That may be the scenario that you're going to work through today instead of just going ahead and getting in. And that's a fine scenario. I think that might be the next thing you want to look for, either above or below the yellow zone, which is 71.45 and 71.75, before you would look for a new opportunity to enter this. I've already gone ahead and gone short, kind of a expectation that I have here. I'm looking for it to go down. If it doesn't, if it breaks above that yellow zone, of course, I'll get out of it pretty quickly, because of course we would expect it to head back up to the green zone. And then the green zone becomes your next opportunity to go short, by the way, along the blue trend line. So speculating on it going short right now, but it may be more prudent for you to wait for it to break outside the yellow zone before taking your next trade opportunity here on the New Zealand dollar.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.